All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Quick video about this. Elections are coming up, and as elections coming up, there's a lot of conversation. And lately, since about a year or so, I've been seeing this. There's a lot of conversation about children being able to vote and being or participating in the voting system, which obviously you can when you reach that adult life. But in fact, there was some conversation about bringing the age down to 16, and also there's a lot of conversation about getting them to be part of the system when it comes down to run for council and run for this and run for that, so they could be involved politically, right? Not just voting, but actually doing things. And to me, that's a horrible idea. And let me tell you something. First of all, we see this all the time. Every single time something happens, politicians use their paying to be able to pass their agenda, right? If there's a shooting, they're going to use that situation. They're going to use that to be able to say, well, we need to do A, B, and C. And they're going to use people's paying to be able to pass that agenda, right? But now I think the biggest difference that is happening lately is with this social media. People are becoming famous, and we know there have been a couple guys that have become really famous out of some shooting situations, specifically that David guy, right? So again, they're pushing a lot of the nonsense, and they're pushing a lot of children need to be part of the system. Children need to run for politicians. Children need to do this, need to do that. And to me, that's horrible. First of all, if you're a kid out there, be a kid. That's what I'm going to say with that. If you're a kid, be a kid. No need to rush. And I tell this to my children all the time. Be a kid. Enjoy. Be part of your, children things. Whatever you do, play your video games. Go out. Play baseball. Start doing kid stuff. Leave the adult stuff to the adult. Be a kid, And it hurt me when we see adults, older people, exploiting those children, right? They get them and they're making famous, and now they have 1 million followers in Twitter, and they give them money and they travel them, and they utilize those kids paying for their benefit. They utilize it to make sure or to use them as a tool to pass their agenda, right? They're taking advantage of them, and those kids are kids that went to a traumatic event, and now, they loving the fame, they're loving the interviews and all that, and they just follow for it. And again, some of them are coming out with some really communist and horrific ideas, but that's another conversation. But here's the thing: if you're a kid, you got to be a kid. Really, I hate seeing adults using kids, and some of the parents out there, you're probably making money out of your kids and pushing your kids out there to do things that they just really should not do. And the thing about this is that I'm going to be as honest as I can be. If children, really young children trying to run for office or to be politicians, like some of these politicians are encouraged them to do, right? You're just not qualified. I'm just gonna say, I don't take my advice on security, on gun control, and things politically from a kid. I just don't, because really they're not qualified to make those determinations. Now, if I want to know about security issues, I want somebody that is qualified. Maybe a guy that being a police officer for forever, maybe a guy that was in the military, maybe a guy that been doing this, maybe a guy that being in that field for 30 years, that he could come down and give me an evaluation, and then I listen to him. I don't want to listen to a security aspect for a kid. It just doesn't make sense. If I need to go to the doctor, I go to the doctor. I don't go to a welder or something like that. You go to the person that you need to go, because that person is qualified. So when I see this adults encouraging children, oh, you need to run for office, or you need to do this, or you need to do that, to me, it's ridiculous. Let kid be kid, and let adults be adults. That's all I'm going to say about that. Like I say, I don't take, I hate to say this. I know some of the adults out there are saying those kids are so brave. I don't think they're brave at all. I think they're being exploited by adults. I think that they need to be kids, continue to go to school, continue to go back to their high school, continue to heal from those issues, provide whatever assistance we need to provide for them so they could heal and they could continue with the life. And I hate when all these politicians are using them, put them all over the internet for their agenda, essentially. Again, I don't want to continue the rant. Let me know what you think. Put comments down below. And as always, God is in control.